My brothers and sisters, may the Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. This is the testimony of John. When the Jews from Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to him to ask him, "Who are you?" he admitted and did not deny it, but admitted, "I am not the Christ." So they asked him, "What are you then? Are you Elijah?" And he said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" He answered, "No." So they said to him, "Who are you, so we can give an answer to those who sent us? What do you have to say for yourself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying out in the desert, 'Make straight the way of the Lord,' as Isaiah the prophet said." Some Pharisees were also sent. They asked him, "Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ or Elijah or the prophet?" John answered them, "I baptize with water, but there is one among you whom you do not recognize, the one who is coming after me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to untie." This happened in Bethany across the Jordan, where John was baptizing. The Gospel of the Lord. Traditionally, with the new year, there's a tendency to make some sort of resolution, so we hope we're going to fulfill and pledge ourselves to during the course of the year. And more often than not, some of those resolutions already fall apart even before January 2nd. We're not so good at that sometimes. And yet there's some resolutions which, of course, we must make. Every year we have to make them, in fact, and that is, how much closer are we in our relationship with God? How much has our faith grown in the course of our time in this calendar? And so as St. John tells us today to remain in him a number of times in the first letter, that's the bottom line resolution that we must keep throughout the course of this new civil year, that we always remain in the Lord. We surely have some examples of people who were able to do that. Today we celebrate the memory of two great saints of the Eastern Church, Gregory Nazianzus and Basil the Great, and both of them attempted to live lives as hermits and were called out of that solitude and became turned Bishop of Constantinople and Bishop of the town of Nizan. And so in both instances, they were called to carry out a command to remain in the Lord and to in turn teach that Lord to others around them. Today, then, as we gather in this people of faith, let's be mindful of our call to also worship the Lord in the same way and to make known his message, not just to those around us, but always, always closely, deeply in our own hearts.